All right, welcome home. Welcome to InsidePool.tv here at the Derby City Classic. We're playing American Rotation. I'm Alvin with Inside Pool, and I'm here with Joe Tucker. And we want to thank NYC Grind, Diamond Billiard Products, and CNGGas.com for presenting this for us. And we're here in Louisville, Kentucky, the Derby City, and we're playing American Rotation. And if you'd like to go over the rules for everyone on this really neat new game I'm learning about here. First of all, the rack. What's he racking here? What's up front, the 15?
Yeah. 15 up front, 2 and the 3 right behind the 15. Then the 1 ball sits in the middle, normally where you put the 8 ball. Behind the 1 is the 13 and the 14. And the rest of the balls don't matter. The player can put them wherever they want. The only requirements are those 6 balls, 15, 2, 3, 1, 13, 14. And balls 1 through 10 are worth 1 point each. Balls 11 through 15 are 2 points each. So there's 20 points per rack, and we're playing a race to 125 right here in the round robin segment of the show. The opening break is played pretty much like any other 9-ball or 10-ball game. If you make a ball, you get to stay at the table. There is no ball in hand in this first rack. But after this, the players will be alternating the break, and when they break, they rack their own, break their own, and they start with ball in hand. Just this first rack is up for grabs. Nobody gets ball in hand. Whoever makes the last ball of this rack will start the break ball in hand portion of the show. Now, Mike made something on the break. I'm not quite sure what it was.
It was so fast, it went in warp speed.
Well, let's see. If he doesn't, he must have made the 2 ball because he's going, I think he's shooting in the 3.
He didn't even take ball in hand.
No, he can't. The first rack, no ball in hand. The very first rack of the match, Adam.
Gotcha. I'm still learning all the rules.
Yeah.
This is only my 3rd match, but
doing
I'm
good.
finding it very interesting, and players
doing
like
good.
Mike Dechaine are a good example to the rest of the pool world that are supporting this.
Well, both players in this match. You know, you got James and Mike. I'm going to go call this.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, I'll be right back.
Go ahead. And you heard it there, folks. And like I said, now that you and I are alone, I'll tell you that it's my reaction without Joe sitting here is it's gonna solve a lot of complaining and time too. The tournaments are going to go on time. Having ball in hand after the break is very strange, yes. But like we were talking about before, you know, just try it. Just try it.
No arguing over the rack, no luck on the break, equal opportunity. Players are loving it. Everybody that's played likes it, so we get some critics that haven't played. And it didn't was tough, right?
Well, you're always going to have people that don't think that your idea is good.
Right.
It's
right.
Where do
And
you go
trust
from
me,
there?
I would not have worked on this over a year in private, and I would not be putting myself out in front of the whole world if I didn't know this game was really good for us. Okay, Mike has balls 1 through 5 plus the 11, and now he's out of line.
That's what the crusher break, this is the bad part about the crusher break. Yes, he made a ball,
It was a good hit.
but everything's all messed up. Whereas the soft break,
Yeah, for the folks, for the people just joining us, Alvin and I have been discussing what's better. You know, rack them and break half speed and get a good spread, or crush them, try to make some balls on the break, and just hope you get a good spread.
it's not been successful.
The last match was really bad. The first one wasn't too bad. I mean, I think I seen Ozzy. Ozzy had the only break and run out that I've seen today, and it was with the firm break. He made like 2 or 3, and the table just happened to lay nicely.
You can't take away all the luck, like you're saying. Not that that was luck, but
Yeah.
you know, from what I've seen today, the crusher break does not benefit unless you're really, really playing good.
Yeah. I played in the first series, and I broke half speed all the way through, and I think I ran more racks than I seen anybody else doing it, you know.
Yeah.
But these two players, I'm very happy that these two high-level players see the value in the format that we're creating for everyone. You know, the format we're creating, it rewards the higher level players. It gets them to other pro events. It saves them money on the expenses because everybody here is guaranteed that $1,000. And while they're at home, they're helping the aspiring players because the aspiring players get to play a 15-ball rotation against these guys at a very affordable rate, at least once a week, a 2 or 3 hour match.
Yeah, that's almost like a lesson in itself. We were talking about last matchup. Your game will jump every time you play this as well, because it, like we were, what it does from what I can see is, it really hones in your pool playing ability, because you have to play touch. You got to maneuver and weave through all this mess and play perfect safeties and not get hooked. Really brings your game up.
And that's why we're playing rotation. And Alvin, you probably heard this more than anybody else out here because you're everywhere. But how many times have you heard somebody say the Filipinos are good because they grew up playing rotation?
I've heard 1,000 times at least.
And I love the Filipino players. Personally, I got sick of hearing that without us doing anything about it. Let's play some rotation, make the American players better. And so far, it's a no-brainer. It's helping everybody.
James plays really nice pool, and he's out of Florida. He plays out of Strokers in Palm Harbor, one of my favorite rooms.
Mine too. Probably the best house pro in the country is Rolando. He does everything. He gives lessons. He runs the leagues. He does cue stick repair.
Rolando's a great guy.
He loves the game. He does everything there.
He's a great guy. And, James plays out of there, and Hammerheads as well, and Capone sometimes. But
and James is going to get Justin Hall, supposed to play into the next series.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll get Donnie Mills in there. I don't think he's a 15-ball. I don't know if he's crazy about 15-ball.
They're going to like it, though, because once they play it a few times and see its potential like I'm seeing, it saves so much time.
And arguing.
Just that part alone, or playing, the rack, and all this stuff and all this tension and everything. It takes away all that tension. And then what balls is he going to make? Is he going to get shape? It's kind of like a straight pool kind of a game.
Exactly. I mean, our players, I believe they get along much like straight pool players. They seem to get along better than 9-ball players. 9-ball players are want to rip each other's throats out.
Yeah, I've seen some really humongous arguments during tournaments.
And when do most of the arguments start?
Over the rack.
99%
or the guys making the same ball in the same pocket, dressing up the one ball. And
somebody's not making a ball, and somebody's getting a roll. So we really almost, you could say we eliminated 99% of the arguing.
And what a decision to all right, that's it. We're just going to cut the tree in half, ball in hand after the break. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Yeah, just hold still. This is only going to take a second. It's only going to hurt a second. Whack. Took that sucker off.
I am not afraid of trying anything new. If I think it works, if it makes sense to me, I kind of like that break. It might be a little too hard. See how they're going to come back.
We'll see. It's going to be all messed up.
Okay, so now we're into the alternating break ball in hand portion of the show. From here on out, they're going to alternate, and when they break, you see he's going to pick it up. He has ball in hand.
So only hurt a little.
Yeah. It's amazing introducing anything new. But it's understandable. I'm just happy.
It's a very interesting experiment you have going on here, that's for sure. And I'm not somebody that's easily impressed.
Well, thank you.
So it's very,
we
very interesting. Caught my attention.
The goal is to get 500 players in the country. We have 100 right now, which is not too bad.
No, that's
good.
To
me, it's failure and success. It's a good head start.
Well, when I see Hunter Lombardo scurrying, where's Joe? I need his help. I need Joe's advice. Who can run 5-6 racks of 10-ball.
Yeah.
Desperately seeking your advice, or Shane Van Boning working with you for an hour. That's testament that you built your myself in the industry, and this is your move, and this is your creation.
Ooh,
James just totally
miss.
butchered that ball.
Okay, and another rule for American rotation, it's call shot, call safe. So whenever your opponent misses a called shot, you have the option to make them shoot again or take the shot. Here, Mike's probably going to take it and play a safety. Oh, thanks for that, Alvin. I have some faith in my pool common sense. You know, I'm no rocket scientist, but I've been living pool for more than 25 years. I've run a lot of, played in a lot of pro tournaments, run a lot of tournaments. I have a good feel for it. And this game is working. I'm thrilled that everybody that's playing it is not complaining. And I'm in the pool world. They're not complaining.
I haven't seen one. Yeah, it's definitely keeping everything a lot better. The attitude a lot better, the vibe, which emotions affect the match, and people can blame sharking and everything with which the arguing comes up with. You know, that can be considered sharking and an excuse.
Yes.
So it really saves time and keeps people in a good mood. We'll check out the layout here.
Yeah, we got 4 cameras set up. As usual, you did a great job.
Thanks to ProPool.com, Ron Hoffman, for coming through, and J.R. Calvert as well for making it all possible. Nice shot, Mike. That's why Mike's one of the top 10 players, top 10 speed players.
You know, I was very happy to see Mike get in. The players in, this is our second series. In the first series, Mike didn't play, and I had a couple of B players that were really upset because each pool room can only have 8 players. But the B players, they wanted to play him, you know, that match once a week. And so I think it's great where in a day and age where good players are getting barred from tournaments or over-handicapped, that we have some players that want to step up and play the better players heads up.
That's the only way to get better.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself. And
our whole format, we're trying to unite 64 pool rooms across the country, which will give us a 512 player base. And that base will serve as somewhat of a pro tour, semi-pro tour, and a nice feeder system to raise some players in. It really makes sense. We have a couple of great guys that believe in this and simply want to build it up for the sport. Let me see, I'm trying to keep score. Right now we have myself, Mark Griffin, Don Owen, and what we're just trying to do is build a self-sustaining tour organization for the players so we can reduce the player expenses. For this particular tournament, we qualified 10 players, and they're all guaranteed $1,000. Our event only takes 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. So even if they have a good job, a family, or going to school, they can afford maybe the Monday, Friday off or the 3-day weekend, and they're sure not to lose money traveling to these events.
That's what's important, because that's where everybody gets hit.
That's what kills everybody. And I know that because I did it, you know, but as soon as I had kids, I had to stop playing. It's great for a single guy to run around the country and break even all year long. Uh-oh, bad scratch. Ball slid. Okay, when you make a ball and you scratch, your opponent gets credit for that ball. So I believe that was a 7 ball. That part is going to go to Mike gets credit for the 7 ball, and he gets ball in hand on the 8 ball. And this is kind of important because this was James, what I consider James was trying to hold serve. It was his break ball in hand. So he definitely, he could lose something like 16-4 on his break, which is not a good thing, especially when you're playing the player, the caliber player of Mike. You don't want to get behind. Okay, I can't really, we're in a booth that's on the opposite side of this room, so I can't see the table So I don't know what balls he has clustered over there that he's going to have to deal with. And I'm a little colorblind, so
The lights are so bright that it's making the balls hard to see. And the ball colors are so similar in the upper level
it
balls.
looks like he's kicking rail first, so that must be the 12 ball. He's going to kick to the end rail. What kind of safety? He's going to try to hit it full and just nudge it out? Oh my God, this would be great. Huh? He kind of got away with a little something there, but he's going to be locked up. I'm going to do my best to keep you guys up to date on the score. I'll keep a score here and I'll peek my head out in between whacks. But right now, it's approximately 15-15. Nice little safety there by James. The 10 players we qualified, like I said, they're from Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida, North Carolina, New England. We've got a nice little spread. We're hoping to get 8 rooms out in California for Series 3, which is going to start in March. If you love pool and you'd like to help organize a legitimate self-sustaining organization for future players, recommend American Rotation and the American Billiard Club Association to your local pool room. Have them contact Joe Tucker. I'm very easy to find.
That's at abcpl.info and americanrotation.com, my friend.
And my email is all letters, JT10ball. All letters, JT10ball@gmail.com. Please. We're not throwing a bunch of money up on top. Like I said, all these players are guaranteed. We got 10 players. And the prize fund is only like 14 or 15,000 because they're all guaranteed the 1,000. The winner this weekend is going to get 3,000. Second place 2,000. Third and fourth is like 1,500.
Nice.
So starting off, it's slow, and we're actually paying out more money than we collected, which I don't think anybody in the industry can say that. In the fees that the players paid in, they paid in about 12,000, and we're paying back about 16,000 to start off with.
Get them to update these scores here.
Yeah, Alvin, you'll check the score. So I'm legit. James definitely salvaged getting those last 5 balls were big. Balls 11 through 15 are worth 2 points each. Today we actually have to play 20 matches. The 10 players are broken into 2 groups of 5, so they're going to play 4 matches each, which is very tough to do because a lot of the players are in the banks, and we're trying to juggle both tournaments at the same time. So far it's been going pretty good. Makes break, makes the 2 on the side. He's going to have ball in the hand no matter what happens. 4, 9, 10. It looks like he made a couple balls on that break. I see 9. I only see 12. Okay. So Mike goes with the full attack. There's not going to be any soft breaking from him. Yeah, I only see 12, so he made 3. And I'm looking at the monitor just like you guys, so I'm having a tough time. Yeah, if you guys could hit the share button, that would be nice. A lot of people were expecting us to go live at 12 o'clock today, and I had to disappoint them. Do you know the score? I was sorry to disappoint them. Tomorrow we're just going to have 3 matches. We'll have 2 semifinal matches and then 1 final match. We're going to shoot for 12, 2, and 4.
It's 20 to 16.
Yeah, we're just going to have 3 matches tomorrow, 12, 2, and 4. I am just so happy. Out of the 10 guys, we have 4 guys that have never been to Derby City. And that's what makes me happy, because we're trying to get players that have families and jobs out to make it so it's justifiable for them to go to the tournament, you know. They are not going to lose, guaranteed not going to lose money, and it's not a lot of time away from the responsibilities that they have at home. Sorry for the hesitation. I'm having a tough time seeing the balls in the score. Tried to put a little dry erase in the corner, but can't really see that either. American rotation, 20 points per rack. These guys are racing to 125 points in the round robin portion of the show. Tomorrow's single elimination race to 150 points. And so far, 125 points. It's less than a 2-hour match. These are high-level players for the most part. And James probably called safe there. Had he lucked in that ball, Mike would have the option of taking the shot or making him shoot again. He didn't sell out. Could see a power shot here from Mike. I don't know if he can avoid that stripe. He's going to fire this ball to the left-hand corner pocket, and he might miss the stripe. Come around 4 rails. Then come off the stripe. He might have been a little distracted. I don't want to say this. I hate to criticize good players, but quite often when your cue ball is going into another ball immediately after the object ball, you get a little distracted. So put that in your memory banks. Whenever your cue ball is going to break something up or you're playing off it, the last thought should bring you back to the object ball you're shooting, and let the rest of the shot take care of itself. I lost my partner Alvin. I asked him for the update. The tables are playing super great, but they're super fast. These we've only had 3 matches on this particular table, so everything's brand new. They're using the Cyclops balls, which are brand new. Everything's polished, spit shining, playing very, very fast. Pew. Might get a little roll there, and he knows it. Okay, so he's got the 4. He's shooting the 5. I'll get you a score update on this, and I'll do a better job for you. It looked like he went rail first, possibly. Must have been very straight. He's got a combination here. Let me see what kind of views I got here. I don't know if it's a combo or if he's squeezing it in there. Squeeze it right here. Now he's going to try to stay in line. And I went to the wrong screen there for sure. Some people think we're just trying to reinvent the wheel, but really we're not. We're just trying to add another option, a good option to the game. And in particular, my motivation as an instructor is to get the American players a little bit more focused, and I believe 15-ball rotation will help all of us become a little bit better. It's going to take a little time. That was the motivation for the rotation. The break ball in the hand part was to eliminate the importance of how the balls are racked, number one, and the luck of the break. And I don't want to replace 9-ball and 10-ball. We're always going to have those games where the rack and the break is a big, big factor. Here in American rotation, the biggest factor is who runs the balls the best, who can stay in line, who has the best cue ball. You're going to make some tough shots, but you're also your kicking and your safeties are going to improve. And there's just no doubt about it. It's after this, right? That's fine. That's fine. Nice shot by James. James has been a big help. He works a full-time job. He loves pool. It's tough for him to get away. He qualified for our first national championship which was the day before the U.S. Open right there in Virginia. Qualified 8 players, and they were all guaranteed that 1,000 to help stop the bleeding if they wanted to compete in the U.S. Open. If they didn't want to compete, well, it was only a one-day tournament. They come in, they go home, they take a shot at free money, guaranteed not to lose any, and that's the biggest difference. Rather than try to figure out a miracle way of adding a bunch of money to a tournament, we're addressing the problem of limiting the expenses for all of our players. Stop the bleeding. And it's really going to work. Once we get up to 64 clubs with 512 players, we'll have a lasting organization that will never go away because it's self-reliant, self-sustaining. We don't have to depend on anybody. And then we'll also have a nice product to offer any kind of sponsor inside the industry or outside, Outside the industry, if you have 64 rooms with 500 players spread across the country, you have a legitimate product. Plus all the streaming, like Inside Pool and all the pool rooms, Snookers and Providence, Steve put in 4 cameras. Potentially, we could stream American rotation matches every single night, create some kind of interaction with like fantasy billiards with the fans. We could have a product that's worthy of attention, and that's what we're going to try. It's definitely a grassroots project. We're just trying to build it right up. Alvin's out there trying to take care of the score because I can't keep track of what balls they're making. In the future, we'll have nice, bigger scoreboards. Okay, that's a nice spread. That's what I like to see. When I break them, I like to make sure, number one, don't slug yourself. And I pretty much break it half speed because this is the table that I want. My opportunity to run 15 balls. We almost had 2 players go back-to-back breaking runouts earlier. Rob Hall Ozzie Reynolds broke a run out, scored 20. Rob Hall came right back, ran up to the 14 before he missed.
Okay, now hopefully they'll mark on the board and keep it standing straight up in the air. We're at 28 to 32 at the beginning of this rack.
Who's winning?
James is winning. Mike has 28. James has 32 at the beginning of the rack.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And most of these guys, they're not afraid of Mike, but they know Mike's the favorite in the tournament. And they know right now, if they hold serve and score a lot of points when it's their rack, they can stay in this match right to the end. This is, it's a very interactive game. It's not like somebody's going to run 7 racks and you never get to shoot. You're always part of the match. You're going to have your chances. And I think that's why we get a lot less complaints. When players lose at this game, they take it on the chin. They don't blame, I didn't make a ball on the break, this guy broke a Cosmo. They're taking more responsibility, which is making me happy.
I am doing like 9 million things right now, so I apologize
You're doing
if
them
I'm not.
all well.
Once we went live, then
Everything changed.
everything started happening. Yeah, everything changed. So
Well, James has a very good chance to run out if he can get a shot in the 6 ball. The 5, and once he's on the 6 ball, the table becomes very runnable. And I don't care who you are or how easy the table's laying. If you run 15 balls in rotation, you've done something.
it's a great game. I've been waiting to
Needs
see
a
some
little-
rotation pool because it's all new. It's all new to me. There's so many blockers.
It's the instructor in me, Alvin. I want so much for us, everyone, to get better.
Definitely, this will make you better for sure.
Hey, back in the 50s and 60s, they played more rotation. The Filipinos actually learned it from
the
the
soldiers.
Americans. Yeah, from the soldiers. Why
That's crazy.
do we go the other way? Why aren't we playing 6 ball? Are you kidding me?
Well, they wanted to play 9 ball because it was faster. Didn't they play it at the horse tracks in between horse racing? They would play 9 ball and gamble on 9 ball at the racetracks.
Yeah. And I'm not here for quick. I'm here for passion. I love this game, and I want to hopefully do something to help it.
Well, you're doing your part, that's for sure. And so far, it's been very interesting.
This is a big shot right here.
Yeah, all 10 foot of him.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Okay, so
Got a real bad roll there.
he tried to back cut the 6. The 10 ball goes in. Mike's going to get credit for that 10 ball. And he's going to come to the table with ball in hand. And this, again, this is James Roberts' rack. Much like tennis, you want to hold serve.
You can keep track of all this on your iPhone app and your Android app, which is...
Exactly. If you go to iTunes or Google Play and you punch in American Rotation Scoring App, Joe Tucker, you can download the app for your phone, or you can go to AmericanRotation.com, download score sheets. A lot of people, it's amazing when I show them the app on the phone that how much more they want to play, as opposed to handing them a piece of paper. You know, first they get a little scared with the paper, even though it's very simple. You just check off what balls you make. I'm not sure what stripe that was that Mike just made. Give me a side view there, Alvin.
All right.
We have the 11, 9. You're a little straight on this 9 ball.
We got the 14.
Is that the 12?
Yes.
Okay, so he made the 10 earlier. The scoring for the players is very, very simple. There's nothing complicated about that. It's a little tough for us in the other room to keep score, just to see what balls they're making. But for the players, it's simple. Usually one player will keep score for the other and just check off the balls as they sink them. And I'm very happy that our players are getting along as good as they are.
Everything's great. Everybody's enjoying Horseshoe Casino and the Derby City Classic. I know I am.
Oh, he got there. He got there, folks. He's coming down. So what do we have? The 12, 13, 14? Maybe make somebody make the. I don't know. I missed the 15. Oh, we'll get updated.
Yeah, they're going to update us here real soon.
I only missed one ball that time. Missed a ball from the chair. How you like that?
Nice. See how close Mike cues up to the cue ball? He's such a great player. I mean, he is right on that ball. Okay, so you're watching American Rotation here at the Derby City Classic on InsidePool.tv with NYC Grind and CNG Gas, and of course Diamond Billiard Products and ProPool.com. Make sure you go check out ProPool. They really made this show happen. Ron Hoffman really made the last 2 shows happen, Efren versus Earl, which those videos are going to be free on YouTube on our channel. All of them free, no pay-per-view. Efren and Earl, courtesy of Mr. J.R. Calvert and
that's sweet.
InsidePool.tv.
If I wasn't so busy last week, I would have joined you guys down in New York City. I was a little mad I didn't get to go down, but I watched online.
Time of a life. Thank you. Thanks for supporting Inside Pool.
Mike's crushing them. I see 5, 8, 10. He made 2 on the break. Can you see that score, Alvin?
Not anymore. We're going to have to change that up.
We'll figure out a system. Okay, Mike made 2 on the break. I'm sure he made the 3 in the side. He's shooting the 1 ball now. Looks like the key ball here, if he can make it to the 5. He's got to go 2, 4, 5. Once he gets set at 5, and Mike, as you see how hard he's looking at this right now, it's because of the motivation. He wants to break a run 15. He knows he can break a run max a 9 ball, 10
Sure.
ball, right? But here, no matter how good you are, it's a challenge.
It's definitely a challenge. He should be for sure getting the rake. There.
And I played the first series just so I could get in the trenches and be around the players. And I loved it. And I started to feel like a pool player once again. He's got to go.
Oh.
I don't know if he's got a bank.
Bank time. We are in Kentucky, my friends.
We are in
No,
the middle
actually,
of the
we're
bank
in
tournament.
We're in Indiana, but we're right next to Louisville, so.
And we're in the middle of a bank tournament. You know, Mike's actually still, I think he's undefeated. He won a double hill match last night against Ralph Souquet in the banks. And thanks again to Diamond Billiards for not only having us here.
Yep, Chad Charlo and
Chad and Greg. When
Chad
I told them
especially
about this, they welcomed us, and the tournament staff's been working with us today trying to juggle. I mean, these players are in 2 tournaments at once. They're playing American rotation and they're in the 9-ball banks, doing their best to juggle that. And this is it. Mike has a shot for the first live break and run out.
live.
Yeah, we haven't had a live break and run out. We have a recorded one. Nice shot in the 6, and this is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough position going from the 7 to the 8.
Does he? Oh, see the bridge.
Maybe.
Use the rake.
I think
It's not girly.
I think he was thinking, where's that cue ball? He didn't. He had a tiny space on the rail where he was thinking about.
Well, and the stretching's going to change something in the stroke, man. It's got to.
That's true.
Everything, your whole arm position changes.
This is a great opportunity.
This man doesn't need to worry about the rake at all. I'm sure he probably never uses the rake.
It was funny. Our first nationals, we had James and Adam Wheeler, both from Florida. I mean, it's like twin towers.
20 foot.
Those guys, like, I'm in the middle of those two. It's like, I had no idea.
James is a cool guy, too.
Yeah, he's been very helpful.
He's a good
And you
guy.
know, and he tells me, he's like, Joe, it's like, it just makes sense. He's like, I don't see what's so tough for these guys.
He tells it how it is.
Why they're not playing. He's like, oh my God, if you can't play 7 matches within a 7-week time frame, it's your fault. You know,
Yeah.
even if you're a world-class player that's going to be out of town for a month, you could play the 7 matches in 1 week if you wanted to.
Yeah, I played with that cue that's about as tall as I am that he's playing with right there.
Oh yeah, has he got a long cue?
Yeah, it's like 5 foot long. He's got an extension and a super long 30-something inch shaft.
Oh, no wonder I say we're never going to catch him with the bridge.
He plays some nice pool. James plays on the table exactly like this all the time.
Well, James came in second at our first championship. All day long at that championship, he was definitely playing the best pool of anybody. It was clear. It was nice to watch. And in the finals, he just ran into Joey Dupree, who was very hot for that one particular match. That ball might have skidded. He hit it a little full. It may have skidded, but it's a huge, huge mistake because it's an 8 points on the table. It's a 16-point swing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We've seen that in the last match.
Yeah. It's only 4 little balls, but it's an 8-point swing, which is... or it could be a 16-point swing.
So we're going to try to get an update after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go out there again. I'm going to have to do a little set work here, so keep going there, Joe. You're doing
All right,
good.
keep him going, buddy.
I'm going to keep moving myself.
It's getting a little straight on this ball for sure. You know, we're a little the monitor's a little tough for me to see the stripes, but we got to keep it zoomed out because of all that nice background. Alvin's got the sponsors out there, Derby City Classic, Action, Action, Action. I only have to work 3 days in a row. Yesterday was very hectic, getting all the players. Everybody was coming into town, flying, driving. I wanted to make sure, and I'm very thankful that all our players acted responsibly, stayed in touch, and got here. Made it easier for the scheduling. And I'd like you to, if you love pool, you can help real easy. Okay, and we're not asking anybody to turn their lives upside down. Simply takes 8 players at any pool room, and we really want to unite 64 of the best pool rooms in the country. And from that base, we can do a lot of things. You know, right after we fill up at 64 rooms, Plan B for me, I'm very, very interested in trying to get 8 juniors at each one of those clubs to set up regional competitions for the juniors. My son is 14 years old and plays golf. It's amazing. He can go to a tournament every single weekend. You know, there's just so much more structure and responsibility, you know, with the golf. And I've learned a lot from them. And I would love to take our 64 rooms and have 8 juniors at each one, maybe a Saturday, Sunday morning session. And keep it very cheap. You know, they do a lot in the golf, but it's definitely not cheap. All right, there's a scratch on the break. And it's wherever, this is the only one where people not playing the game freak out. What's the score, Alvin?
59-41, my friend.
And Mike's winning?
Correct.
59-41. Okay, James just scratched on the break, so I'll adjust that. That's the part that people watching the game, they don't understand. Okay, scratch on the break. James is still going to start the rack with ball in hand. The only penalty would be if he makes balls on the break, Mike would get credit. Now, I know that freaks people out, but that's only because for the last 20 years, scratching on the break has been like suicide. It's just instant death, and with 9 balls on the table, pros run out 95% of the time.
Yeah, people lose their whole trip, money, everything, all their expenses, hotel, everything off of a bad lick.
Luck. Yeah, and so, but the players, they're totally okay with it because they realize most of the time when they scratch, it's just a bad kick in. And the rule is the same for both players. Both players. It's not like I got luckier. Not going to like this one.
Not happening.
Okay, we got James making the 1 ball and the 9 ball. And out of line here. 3, 6, 10, 13 balls on the table. Okay. Scores 59-43. Mike Dechaine over James Roberts. Playing a race to 125 points. Call shot, call safe. So I'm sure James is calling a safety here. If your opponent misses a called shot, you have the option to make them shoot again. I'm watching a little bit on the chat line here. I got a little peek.
Oh, gave Mike a clear window. Yeah.
Yeah. SEBs, like maybe make it ball in hand behind the line. I have thought about that. The key is trying to get the punishment to fit the crime.
Yes.
You know, racking the 1 ball in the middle, if a guy scratches on the break, it can be, he might not have a shot at the 1 ball. I asked all the players here at the players meeting, I'm wide open to suggestions. And the only thing we might change is the first rack. We might start right away in the first rack with break ball in hand and just alternate all the way through rather than leaving the first rack up for grabs. Everybody's okay with the scratch on the break because the rule is the same. My only worry is people not playing the game. That's the first way they badmouth it. Oh, that's ridiculous. You scratch on the break, you still get ball in hand. And I'd rather not give them any kind of ammunition. Somebody suggested a possible mandatory 5-point penalty. That's not too bad. Mandatory 5 points. It does mess with the score a little bit. Right? Bacon, don't break too hard. You're right. I like to make sure you don't slug yourself and get the balls to spread as good as possible. Give yourself the chance to run out 15 balls. You break too hard and the balls start to come back together and they cluster up. But I've seen, like Mike, I've seen one, Ozzie broke hard today. He made 3 balls on the break and had a nice layout, and he had the only run out today, so it's tough to argue that. Hey, Daniel. POV pool.
All right, POV pool in the house. What's happening? Looking forward to Daniel's match coming up, pay-per-view match against Dennis Hatch.
Carlos Beato, is that who he's playing? Dennis Hatch and Carlos?
Oh, okay. I thought it was Daniel actually playing Dennis.
Daniel's going to play some Lee Brett, I think.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I was talking to Daniel the other day. I was totally wrong in my information. So it's Carlos Beato's who he's playing.
Dennis Hatch, yeah.
What are the dates on that? I just had my notes and I lost them.
Now let's get
POV pool. Fill us in here.
Yeah, give me the dates, Daniel.
We can get people to support Daniel and what he's doing over there on the West Coast. But, yeah, we're here at Diamond Billiard Products Derby City Classic 2014.
Mike just played a nice safety on the 6th ball. And I think I'm up to date. The balls, we got a 63-43 in favor of Mike Dechaine. Race to 125.
Thank our moderator Anya out there as well. Welcome. Other on B-Doc. What's going on, B-Doc? Oh, we got a bunch of people now. Upstate Al, what's happening? The man.
Al, we were giving you props on how you saved me for the snooker stream. I thank you. That was my first. I was left alone to do the stream, and I was totally lost. Al saved me. Al's doing a lot for.
Al's the man. He saved us for the Efren Earl match too, with a lot of headaches.
Yeah, I talked to him during that match. I didn't bother him too much. That was a nice kick by James, but pretty much sold out a shot anyways. Okay, 63-43, racing to 125. Every rack is big. James started off with a nice lead, and for the last few racks, slowly the tide has turned.
Okay, I just saw in the chat, it keeps moving. All right, February 17th and 18th, POV pool 2, day 1, Daniel Bush versus Lee Brett. And day 2 is Carlos Beato versus Dennis Hatch. So everybody tune into that.
Daniel, how good do you play? How good do you play, sir?
He must play pretty good to hang with Lee Brett.
Yeah.
Because Lee's a run-out monster.
I know.
I mean, I was watching him play on the 10-foot table at Tunica, and I swear he never missed a ball.
Yeah, I seen him here last year. He was playing very well.
He plays real nice pool. So I'm sure Daniel plays real nice pool as well. So have fun with that.
Every time I see Daniel, he's doing the Alvin routine.
Yep.
Work, 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 work.
Yeah, I don't play while I'm at events. I don't ever play pool while I'm at any of these events. Sometimes I'll hit a ball or two, but.
Okay, it looks like Mike's going to steal a lot of points.
Mike Dechaine.
And I believe this was James' break. So this is going to leave a terrible mark for James.
Mike's a quick player, too. 2-stroke that shot. I'd like to put a stop shot on him just to see how fast he does shoot. I'm sure Earl. Actually, his matches and Earl's matches, they both really try to play each other, and it's a quick match.
Yeah. I wouldn't accuse Mike ever being too slow.
No, he plays fast. He thinks fast. He plays fast. It's good for the game. He's good for our sport. He's clean cut, dresses well, represents the sponsors well. Snookers, Rhode Island.
You know, obviously Mike has caught a lot of heat the last couple of years.
Yeah, Snookers.
But he is getting better and better all the time. I don't know exactly how old Mike is now. Maybe 25.
Maybe 26 now, probably.
Still, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a young guy for sure.
In my opinion, still a puppy. You know?
Yeah, he's young for sure, but slowly he's maturing year after year. I notice him become more and more mature. I'm 37, so I've got a little bit of a jump on him, and you're probably
I didn't,
early 40s.
I didn't wake up until I was.
Yeah, 30.
Let me see. I think.
All right, let's see what we got. They're going to mark it. James.
I'm going to guess around 77.43.
Yep.
Oh, what a good guess.
Good guess.
77.43. I'm up to speed. Mike's breaks him hard. Nothing's going. Clusters are beginning on the left that he's going to curse. Now, you have no right, Mike, because you know what? You could have broke at half speed.
Exactly.
But Mike loves the challenge of break ball in hand. Folks, if you love pool, please help out. Just bring the American Billiard Club Association American Rotation Championship Series to the attention of some local good players, or players that love pool, or the room owner. It just takes 8 players at any pool room. We'll get you on board. Series 3 is going to start in March.
These videos will help. We have a huge audience. I mean, Inside Pool, we have 25-some thousand subscribers to our YouTube channel now, so these will be shooting out across the galaxy. I mean,
And that's why I'm so thankful that you guys are streaming this for us. I'm thankful that Diamond had us here.
Yep, me too. Diamond took good care of me and Inside Pool.
Everything's going good.
Fix this up. Oh, James is going to do it.
He's trying to figure out a system. Stick it up there.
There we go. Good job, James.
That's not just for us. I don't want people asking the players, what's the score?
No, it's too shiny. We got it right on the light. I'll go out there and fix it.
Look at Dane. He's just waking up, slept upstairs in the VIP room at high times.
Nice.
Not working too hard, are you? Now what happened? Mike played safe on the one, trying to break up some clusters. And this is Mike's break.
Nice.
James has a little opportunity here.
Let's see what
Is
happened.
that the 2 on the side?
It sure looks like the 4 to me. We'll see.
And it must be the 2 sitting right in front of the corner pocket. Now everybody's expecting him to pull out the jump cue, right? Wrong. American rotation, you can jump, but you have to do it with the playing cue. No break cue, no jump cue. And our motivation for that is the same motivation for us playing 15 ball. We just want the American players to get better. We're trying to force them into better safeties, better kicks. They all know how to use the jump cue. So we're just working on different areas. Nice shot. Oh, I thought that was going to be right on the money.
Now he can give this back to him if it lands funny.
Yeah, but he's got ball in hand.
He's got ball in hand. He didn't even touch it.
Ball in hand behind the back.
I'm still trying to get all these rules are,
You're doing good.
interesting. Trying to get it. The game is so different.
Did he just hook himself on the 3?
He sure did. Sure did. That's like like I said, all the blockers, that's what changes this game.
Yeah, you are no longer just a little bit out of line. You're hooked.
You can't be a shooter. You can't be a fast gun, long. You know what I mean? You can't be can't be a cowboy with 15 ball. You have to
be a
really
little bit more of a technician. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if it actually. Daniel, thanks for the compliment. Daniel was the first one. He streamed an American rotation match, and I was at home and they were in California, and nobody knew how to play the game. I emailed them. Max Eberly actually read the directions online, and him and Ronnie Alcano, they played a race to 150 on a tight table. It was a little tight over there, Daniel, right?
Nice. Max
they
is
pulled
always
it
up
off. They pulled it off with nobody knowing how to play it.
Whiffed again. Yeah, Max is up for doing stuff like that to help.
And he loves rotation. He says rotation.
Yes,
Any form of
Max
rotation
loves
is
rotation.
his favorite game.
Mm-hmm. I think it's too difficult without. I think it's so difficult to not have ball in hand after the break on 15 ball. Man.
Well, I was thinking a little outside the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it makes perfect sense. It speeds it up. It creates equal opportunity.
Yeah.
I know it freaks a lot of people out, but it works. So
it makes the matches go fast. It goes like a race to 7 in 9 ball. It goes maybe a race to 8.
10.
Yeah, it's a race to 10.
Well, you can.
Well, players with him speed, yeah.
Well, 125. I mean, they're playing a little serious, but 125 can take 90 minutes, or it can take 2 hours.
Yeah, it can.
And obviously, the better the player, the quicker the match.
Absolutely.
Some of the lower level players, some of their matches around the country are taking
a long
3 or 4 hours, race to 150. Sure. But I don't think they're complaining. They're getting their money's worth. You know?
Yes.
And every player loves the opportunity. I'm telling you, every time you get the break, you get that opportunity to run 15 balls. That was a great shot right there. He really cleared up a lot of problems, pocketed the ball, and Mike, if he gets these balls, he's going to have a substantial lead. Right now, I got him about 84 to 44. It's going to be very tough for James to overcome. But I love the idea of getting paid for every ball you make. Overcut that one.
Yep. Trying to make the shape. He would have made it, too. He was dropping right on that 10 ball. I believe that's the 10 ball on the rail.
You got me. Give me a side view. I'll tell you.
Let's see. Yep, that's exactly where he wanted to be, but he did miss the shot. We're going to try to get a different set of balls for the. We're going to try to get the other Cyclops balls for this, if that's all right.
Yeah, well,
we need them for this.
Well, for us, yeah.
Yeah, not for this match, but there's something about the color formula on this set here that's very difficult to see what's what.
If that is the 10, he's got some work to do.
It is.
Oh my God! You imagine scratching on the side at that speed? Oh,
man.
That's a small side pocket. James is like, oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, so James makes the 9 ball and scratches. Mike Dechaine gets credit for the 9 ball and ball in hand.
He's coming back here to ask us. He's asking some.
Let me see.
Do I get a free shot and then I have to take the ball in hand immediately?
Why? That's
These are 3 scratches.
That was 10 scratches?
Yeah, or can I shoot some and then miss and then take ball in hand?
It's immediate. You shoot any shot you want, and then.
Can I use it next rack?
No.
Mike's such a smart aleck.
Okay, here's what happened. We weren't even aware of this. Mike, that was James' 3rd foul in a row. So when you have 3 fouls in a row in this game, you get a free shot, which Mike just took. Then you get ball in hand. And in this, I never seen it happen with the table so open. Usually it happens when the balls are clustered. So we give them the free shot. They can smash the cluster open or pocket the ball and open the cluster.
Speeds things up, too.
Well, it solved the problem. I didn't want anybody to lose a rack for 3 fouls because then everybody be duck, 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 you know? And that's the first time we've seen 3 fouls. I think it was just fluky. I would have liked to seen it if the balls were clustered.
Yeah,
I want the fans to see the rule and why we invented it. It's nice, you know. You get 3 or 4 balls clustered up, and you get a guy on 3. You get a free shot. You can hit any ball on the table, and then you get ball in hand. Nobody. Mike has these guys on their heels. I know the first 2 guys that played them, they're mad they didn't play their game. And it's tough to play your game when you're playing a high caliber like Mike. He puts the heat on him, makes him pay for all the mistakes. I think he got 19 points in that rack. So James is going to stay at 44, and Mike's going to go all the way up to 96.
All right, and we want to thank cnggas.com and propool.com for the production, as well as Diamond Billiard Products, diamondbilliards.com. This is the Pro-Am table you're looking at here, and this is the table that you should have in your dreams here, because this thing is super nice, and the folks at Diamond Billiards do a great job at making them. So if you ever want to buy a table, make sure you go to diamondbilliards.com and tell them Inside Pool sent you, and they'll give you some kind of a discount. Okay?
Yeah.
They'll do something. They want some feedback from the videos, so if you guys
make
can
some
give
good deals too.
yeah, give us some feedback. Give Diamond some feedback for supporting Inside Pool.
Danny's asking me. Yeah, he was asking me. No, the safeties are not as big as you would think. If you play on a tight table, it's a bigger factor, Daniel. Right away. If it's a tighter table, there'll be more safety play. But with normal tables, normal pockets, the flow is kind of quick, and there's not as many safeties as one might think. The way we're playing the first rack with no ball in hand, the first rack generally has more safety play than anything. But we're thinking about changing that. I asked all the players. That SCB, that's the problem everybody has. That, I mean, we've been brainwashed 20 years. Scratching the break is death. You know, I know for a fact. You know, half the time your guy scratches on the break, it's just bad luck. And I do want some kind of penalty. I just don't want the penalty to be overbearing. We might go with a 5-point penalty, and it does seem very odd. It freaks people out. Ball in hand, no matter what. Listen, it's fair because it's the same for both players. And it's going to take a little time. You know, 25 years ago, guy scratched on the break, we'd spot the balls, play a ball in hand behind a line. That wasn't much of a penalty. Sometimes you make the guy shoot again. And then we changed to Texas Express, which is good rules, but keyword, express. It was meant to speed up tournament play and TV. Yeah, right. TV play. But was that rule, that was the reason it was put into play. Not necessarily was made a rule because it's fair. And it's just a rule that we get accustomed to playing with. And I'm not one that's afraid of thinking outside the box. I don't know if we have the exact rule in place. A 5-point penalty might be a good idea. I just don't want to mess with the scoring. Like right now, if you total up both players' scores, you're always going to add up to something that's can be divided by 20. Right now, I believe the score is 96-44. If I put a 5-point penalty in there, kind of messes that up a little bit. And Danny, let me know. Do you know who won that match, Alvin? Efren won the match, Danny.
Efren won, my friends.
He had a big lead in that match, too.
Well, Earl told me the morning after. Go ahead.
I just got results from John Mitchetry and Joe Dupree, and the match final was 125 to 124.
Wow.
1 point. I wish I could have sweat that match. 125 to 124. Okay, I'm sorry. He shocked me with that score, you know.
That's amazing.
It's not the first one I've seen, too. I told you, I've seen one player need one ball, had break ball in hand, and lost the match. Break ball in hand, you need one. Kind of slugged himself, that's why. Joe Dupree. If I stop talking for a second, that's because I'm updating.
That's fine.
We played 2.
Yeah, we were in New York, and it was the morning after the battle of, what was it? The Battle of Legends with Efren versus Earl last weekend in New York. And I'm tearing down the set, all the video stuff. And Earl walks in about 10 a.m. at the latest. And he sits down, and I'm talking to him. And he says, yeah, I shouldn't have ran, because he lost to Efren really bad in 10 ball.
Right.
He said, man, I shouldn't have ran last yesterday after winning those 2 sets. I was shouldn't have run this morning, he said, or yesterday morning. And he said that really affected me. But he said, man, Efren out-kicked me. He out-moved me. He outshot me. He said, I can't believe how good Efren Reyes is.
I love how much credit Earl gives Efren.
Yeah.
I really do.
And he said during the match, he said, I learned that shot from you, Efren. He said he did one of the shots. He said, I learned that from you, man. Right there live on the stream. It was awesome.
I loved it.
What a powerful environment. That was I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than Efren and Earl. I mean, I've done it all. I can't.
Right.
I have to say that. But this is all I love doing the streams, and it's fun. And this is awesome, this new rotation. I think this is Earl would love this game.
I love to get Earl and Efren in the box. So, yeah. And,
either one of them trying it out, I'm sure would be awesome.
Okay, James made the 2-ball. It's a nice spread. I can't tell exactly how runnable, but I see the 1, 3, 1, 3, 5. And this is what the players, they love the challenge every rack. A lot of times when you're playing 9-ball, 10-ball, and you break and run 1 rack, 2 racks, 3 racks, a lot of times it's a Cosmo. It's just fortunate you made 1 or 2 and the table was laying right and we run out. Here, I don't care how easy it is. Staying in line for 15 balls is to be commended. James, let's see. Made the 1, 2. He definitely has some work to do. I mean, I believe he's down 96 to 44.
He's scratching his head for sure. This is
so. It's also a lot tougher to come back in this game. If you get down by 40 or 50 balls, so it makes you pay for all your mistakes all the way through the game, but you get rewarded for everything that you do well.
Absolutely.
Is he shooting the 4-ball?
Yes.
Did he hook himself?
I think he's hooked, yeah. Yeah, he's not happy. Let's go to camera 4 here. Oh, excuse me. 3.
He's going to have...
Yeah, he can't hit this ball. He's going to have to go rail first or mass A. But it's just a rail first, hit in the face,
he
up
called
behind
it.
the...
He's going for the soft mass A.
Okay.
It's not really going to grab a lot because everything is so slick at the end.
Yeah, see.
You know, it's not really going to
But it's a sellout. No, he's okay.
He just really wanted to run out. The right shot was a kick shot there. Kick the far up table.
Right. Hit it full in the face, send it up table.
Like I said, I don't want to make excuses for these players, but these tables are lightning. And
they're so fast.
They're so fast. The balls
Watch it just keep going and going. Watch the cue ball go, go, go. Mike.
We have 10 players qualified for this event. I am absolutely tickled pink that it's a 2-day event. Every player is guaranteed 1,000. You know? Yeah, right now we only have 12 rooms, and yeah, it's only 3,000 for first, but it's a free shot at that money. You know, there's value in the players not getting hurt. It's not, okay, it's 50,000 for first place and 99 guys go broke.
Great shot. Yeah. Yes. Ooh, not so great shot.
He's hooked. Yeah, he's got the 4, but he's hooked on the 5.
That was what I call a bad good shot.
Bad good shot.
Mm-hmm. There's also a good bad shot too. That's a wholly different thing.
Keep me up to speed on that one.
Yeah.
Everything's a call shot, call safe. So when you are kicking in this game, you have to be clear. You know.
Yeah. You
have to call a safety or call the kick.
Yeah, that was a nice looking bad shot.
You fit that right in there, Albert.
Wow, look at this mess. What's the
ball in hand?
What's the Rorschach? All right.
Looks like 6-14 tied up. Oh, 7-14.
Looks like a frowny face monster. Okay, here we go.
Stay with me, Al. Stay with me, baby.
I've been here since 3:30 this morning, working. Okay. All right, Mike Dechaine rocking it out here at the Derby City Classic here at the Horseshoe Casino. 15 ball is down, but the game
score is about over. 100 to 58 in favor of Mike. We're going to 125. That's a nice little shot right there.
Yes, Mike's a top speed player, and just the type of player that TV likes because he's fast, and he's good.
And I think he's keeping the American rotation too much of a secret from all these other pros. You know what I mean? He's
It'll get
coming
out
here.
there now.
He's going here, and he's like, I got like 3,000 in the bank.
Yes.
He's like, you know, and privately, he's like, are these
Why
guys?
do I want to tell these guys anything?
Yeah.
Prolong
like, listen,
it.
you need to help.
Boy, he didn't.
He got a little fool, didn't he?
Yeah, he is not happy with that.
Like, you need to promote. James is in a lot of trouble here. He's got 48 points. Mike has about 102.
Nice rolling shot. James is good as those. Is he going to make
You're
it?
right,
Yep.
You're right. Hit a little rough,
Mm-hmm.
but pocket speed.
Yeah, he's good at those shots.
You know, Alvin and I were talking about that. You know, the tables obviously tighten up throughout the course of the week. This is only the second day of the event, so they're still pretty slippery.
The one thing I don't like that James does, and it's the reason why he just got this shape, he does the flop down thing with the cue. You know, they'll stroke it in midair and they'll flop down on it. But you watch players like Efren. Efren strokes with the cue on the line.
Yeah.
And then he
works
gets
his way
down
into
with it. You know.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Very important thing. Like there he was on the line. That was right. But when they flop down, that's no good.
I'm going to show you a little trick that encourages that. We're not going to share it here, but I'll share it with you.
Yeah, I love all the secret tips I get from the pros.
Yeah,
like Joe Tucker. What's your websites now? You have other websites
I have
besides
JoeTucker.net.
Okay, and you're on Facebook, of course.
Yep.
AmericanRotation.com and the abcpl.info sites. Everybody check those out. Try to get your American Rotation League started in your local area. And look, they made $1,000. They made $1,000 and didn't even hit a ball without even hitting a ball.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's awesome.
All right. And you know, hopefully we'll end up qualifying in the future. You know, 32 to 64 players showing up for an event, all guaranteed 1,000. I don't care how much they win. I don't care if it's only 5 or 10,000 for first. At least they can go and not lose money.
Definitely.
Mike's going to free stroke
Ooh,
mode.
look at that. That was kind of fun.
No matter where this ball lands will not be a safety, folks. He is now, trust me.
He's firing. He's going to cut this ball in super
Free
simple
stroke
or bank
mode.
it.
He knows
he looks like he's banking it.
He's not going to lose this match.
Yeah. Wow, I don't. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now this is the type of shot, just like we were saying, that James is good at. So.
Bobby. My man Bobby Hunt from Connecticut. Official sweater. Great guy.
See,
Great
he's
player.
undecided before he got down. I watched him change his mind there. He may miss this ball. Yep. He changed his decision down on the cue, down
Never
on the
got
shot.
back up.
I watched it. Yep.
And I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna say that's 110 to 50. Mike Dechaine. Tell me how a good player would not prefer this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me. Go get me one that says no.
No, it's really interesting, and it's so even paced and smooth. I don't feel any tension between these guys. And during a 10-ball match, when you're right there with the player, right in the room, it's tense. It's stressful, man. And it turns friends into enemies.
It does.
So this keeps everybody friends. It's
Lamp Parker, that was Bobby Hunt. Great guy, great player for many years. He always comes to Derby City. Looks like the 2-ball, the 4-ball. Yeah.
I got to get him to update the score here.
I think I got it.
You got it right.
I think we're 110-50. Mike's breaking them like that, and Mike and I, we've never played this game together. I've walked him through it playing other players when I first introduced it. But I bet you if we do play some, he will change that break. Because, as good as he is, he hasn't run a rack out yet, has he?
No.
And he should be. He should be At least, I don't know what the number is. 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5.
Sure.
But now with these messes,
He's just showing off now.
oh yeah, I've seen it. He goes into free
freewheel.
throw.
Yeah,
110 to 50.
that's still because he's young.
Yeah. And these matches are more like they're more like tennis matches. You know, you can't come back in a tennis match just like that.
No.
You have to come back the same way you got behind.
Look at him. He's just knocking the balls all over the place.
Is he on the 5?
He's on the 3 ball, and it's locked behind the 15 and 6. So now he has to play some sort of safety where he rolls the 3 behind
He's gonna
have to roll up on the 9. Oh, he's going to go that way. That's definitely easier.
This is a tough hit. I hope they're going to call me to
This
watch
is
this
super
one.
tough. Okay.
Maybe.
Because he's got the, what is that, one of the stripe balls there is kind of in the path, it looks like, maybe. Just the edge of it, maybe. Yeah, because he's looking right at the path. Here's where we're using the cue as the measuring tool real quick. Just measure it out real quick with the cue. Look where you want to hit.
I'm going to give you a tip on American rotation. Don't kick at this ball. Tie up something. Okay? Maybe tie up that 6 ball, that 7 ball. If you can. If the opportunity arises, tie something up.
Now, folks, we may be kicked online and offline because the casino had a major internet problem, and they got guys down in the trenches working on their routers and stuff outside. So if we get kicked on, we'll be back shortly. It's not the end of the world. Here at InsidePool.tv.
Might play a little safety there on James. Might see the 3 foul come up here for sure. Mike had no pocket for the 3 ball. And now the score's about 114 to 50.
He's going to make it real difficult.
I got Ozzie Reynolds coming over here. He's actually qualified from Virginia. Ozzie Reynolds runs the Action Pool Tour. He is going to work and run the CSI office. Ozzie saw the 150. Was that 125?
Oh, whatever. Yeah, 125. Yeah. So used to writing on.
And my cue made it.
I'm just gonna hold on to it. I'm taking all of them back into the room. Okay, I'll be back.
All right,
So I'm guessing we got our internet issues ironed out.
Yeah, Alvin did pretty good. He was fighting. The hotel had problems, so he didn't have any control over it. We weren't supposed to be live until tomorrow. That's the voice of Ozzie Reynolds. Some of you on the internet have heard it plenty of times. He's the founder and director of the Action Pool Tour in Virginia. And now he's moving, packing his bags, going to Vegas, baby. He's taking a plunge. And I think we're very lucky because he's going to be in a good position working with Q Sports International, taking over the main office. And I think the pool world is going to be blessed for some years to come here.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy.
I need to be packing right now, as a matter of fact.
125. Listen, I told you to pretend to be a pool player for a couple of days. Put all the responsibility out of your mind. All right, I'm super distracted. I'm trying to keep the scores.
So what is the score here?
It was 110 to 50 prior to this beginning of this rack.
Okay.
And Mike is trying to get James on 3 fouls a couple of minutes ago. And we're still, look, he's still trying to get him on 3. Are you kidding me? He wants 3 fouls. He wants another free shot? No.
Nah, he's going 11 ball.
Okay. I'll give Mike the 11 ball. He can't.
Don't forget to give a plug for the Action Pool Tour as well,
No.
which will still be going strong even in my absence.
Absolutely, that was a good decision. Keep that tour in place. You did a lot of work. Don't just, with no way I want you to walk away from that. And we were talking about it on one of the recorded matches earlier. We weren't live, but I was telling a story on what a tight ship you run, given the 1101 story.
Oh,
Virginia State Championship. I love it.
it was 11:06. It wasn't.
Yeah, but you warned them. 1101, no good.
Yep. I lived up to my word on that as well.
Which was perfect.
So it looks like Mike is going to take care of business in this match.
It looks like he's torturing James a little bit with this 3-ball safety play.
Yeah, I just my last match was against James, and he played really, really well. Looks like either Mike is playing really good, or perhaps James has fallen flat a bit.
Well, I'll bring you up to speed. James got off to a good start, and he had the lead for the first 3 racks, and it just slowly started changing. It was a slow pace. Mike's like, really?
These tables bank and kick short.
Are
way
they kicking short?
Yeah, way short. A couple banks that I've gone after, I felt like I was overcutting it by a diamond
Really?
to get it to go in the pocket.
I'm surprised, but everything's so slick out there.
Yeah, they're banking really short.
I haven't had a ball since I got here. Well, no, I'm lying. Mike made me try this. He's always telling me, try this shaft. Try this tip.
I think that's a product of them playing so fast with the new cloth. The ball slides a lot more, and it almost doesn't give the rail a chance for all the English to take.
Oh, that's for sure. Don't grab.
Of course, I feel for these guys playing on this table because I played on it earlier, and it was like being in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It was brutal.
He was looking at me with a little bit of evil in his eye when he was done with the match. Got to go change my shirt, Joe.
I had to go out in the snow to cool off. All right, do we know how many balls Mike needs to end this?
No, I have him at 116.
116.
I wanted your opinion on how the pro players would, how this is going to benefit the pro matches and speed up the tournaments and stuff. If you didn't already talk about that, that's one of the things that I was going to ask you about personally.
Alvin's asking me a question in my ear about how, I'm guessing he's asking how this format with American rotation would benefit the pro players. And probably sound like a broken record because I'm sure Joe Tucker has preached it from the mountaintop.
Done my best.
Really, Joe has come up with a fantastic idea in this structure because a pro player, they have enormous expense in getting to all these tournaments. And with this structure, it's a quick 7-week session. They can stay in their home room, $25 a week, virtually no travel expense, qualify for a regional event, which they could walk away with a guaranteed $1,000, I think, Joe.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And the regional event is usually no more than an hour or 2 drive from their local room. Case in point, what I did, and I'm not a pro player, I never went further than 70 miles from my room and walked away with $1,000, which more than paid for my trip out here, with a chance at much more. So, how will it benefit the pro players? If there are enough rooms involved and enough groups and players, they can win really, really serious money in a short amount of time and have virtually no travel expense.
And that's what I was telling the people. Our key is not how much can they win, but how can we prevent them from losing money.
Sure. I mean, take this event, for example, Derby City Classic. Great event. I mean, you're $1,000 in just to be here for a few days. If you're here all week, you're $2 or $3 grand in.
It can be $2,000 at the hotel, and I know that,
And I haven't had a meal yet that was less than $35.
I did a little grocery shopping. Mark, if you're listening, you'll be happy. I filled up the fridge, because a lot of time I don't have time to go out to eat, but.
Well, I know where I'm getting my next meal then. Joe's fridge.
Come on over for ham and bologna. But that's the real goal. I feel like guys just like Ozzy that have a family and have a job and a responsible life, we don't want to lose them. You know, this guy plays good. I don't want to lose him as a player just because it doesn't make any sense to go to events where it costs $2,000 and a week away from home. I want to keep him involved in the game, make the events so they're 2 or 3 days away from home, and he's guaranteed not to lose money. And I think I can keep you involved in the game. And because it's guys like you and James, you know, I'm not leaving out Mike, but he's a full-time pro, but James works full-time. It's guys like you that I think can help the game. Quality people that I want to have out there playing. I don't want to lose you just because it doesn't make sense.
Well, I think this is pure speculation, Joe, but I think what's going to happen in the future, and I think this session has taken a small step toward that with having Mike Dechaine in the mix. He brings a level of credibility to what you're doing here. And I think in time, some of the other pros are going to wake up and see the same benefit. And
I wish.
I can tell you what I think will happen.
Yeah, sure.
And all you folks out there in Streamland, you heard it here first. Eventually,
Did that 40-0 on me right off the bat.
this thing is going to be filled with pro players.
Hard to come.
And perhaps there'll be an amateur division that starts off with the same or a similar structure.
Yeah, I don't know which way we're going, but you're right. The pros are going to wake up, and I feel like it's win-win. Like, this is a format where the higher-level players are going to get rewarded with reduced expenses. The lower-tiered players are going to get rewarded because they get to play the better players at an affordable rate in a serious format. So it's try to win-win rather than just eat our young and be done, right?
Well, and like my group that played out of Newport News, Virginia, you guys were starting your session in like a week. But I really wanted to play because it's individual competition, non-handicapped, and it just seemed like a lot of fun. And I didn't have to incur much expense, you know, like I would even going to my own tournaments. You know, sometimes I'm driving 4 or 5 hours just to get to my own tournament.
Yeah, and, you know, I didn't...
So I sort of haphazardly threw together 8 guys from my hometown, and we played and had a great, great time. In fact, another one of those guys is here this weekend, John Mitchelltree.
Yeah, John's a great guy, too. I'm glad I got to meet him in person. I had no idea. I really like him. All right, we got 116 to 64. So,
All right, what's the odds on James coming back to win this?
oh, my. Listen, we need a run out here to make it 84, and then he needs to steal Mike's rack. That's what needs to happen. James has got
the chance of Dechaine not getting, 9 more balls?
Well, you know, you're the only one, Ozzy, that's run a rack today.
No, I had one run on me.
Okay.
James ran one on me.
Oh, and Amos just gave me a score sheet where he played Rob Hall. Rob Hall started off with 2 run outs. He's the first one with no ball in hand, the second one with ball in hand. So Amos started off losing the match 40-0. So that was a tough one to handle, fella.
Believe it or not, I ran 3 today.
3?
Yes.
Awesome. See, I love it.
Now, you got me off that hot table, and I played a little bit of pool.
Well, you started off so good over here.
That's before my body temperature went to about 108.
Well, hopefully I'm going to put you back on that hot table.
Well, I got my short sleeve shirt on now, and maybe I'll bring a Mr. fan over or something.
Mister? Yeah. Let me see. Anybody? We got 4, 8, 10. Did he make 3 on the break or 2 on the break? I can't tell. It's really tough for me. I'm a little colorblind, and I'm doing this on the monitor.
And I'll give another selfish plug out there, folks.
Go.
If you've never heard of the Action Pool Tour, go to actionpooltour.com. Check us out. We got tournaments all over the Mid-Atlantic region. And, in fact, our next one is February 8th, 9th, I believe.
Sounds good.
7th, 8th, 8th, 9th, whatever weekend that is. And that'll be at Champions Billiards in Frederick, Maryland. First time we've ever been to that room, so we're expecting a good turnout.
And take it from me, nobody has seen more regional tours than Joe Tucker. Played on them, run them, and Ozzy does as good a job as anybody has ever done You know, how he handles the players, the fees, the formats, the games, the stream, the website, the point standings. He just ran the Virginia State 10-ball championship. Again, had a waiting list. He ran the East Coast 9-ball championship, which was a lot of qualifiers based on an idea that he came up with, having qualifiers all up and down the East Coast. Had he had a little bit more cooperation, we would have had more players or a little bit more money, but he still pulled it off. How much did you pay out?
We had $14,000 in the prize fund, and coincidentally, Oscar Dominguez from the West Coast won the East Coast 9-ball championship. He got $4,000 for first place.
That's nice, you know, and that was all for qualifiers.
He paid a $100 entry fee to a qualifier, earned that money back in the qualifier, and ended up winning the whole thing.
Oh, Oscar's loving life.
Alvin pointed to the logo on my shirt that I'm wearing. I guess most people know by now that I am moving from Virginia to Nevada in just a few more days to go to work for Q Sports International. Initial title is manager, and I can't wait to get started and see what I can do on a bigger and broader scale.
I can't wait to get started. You know, I just met Ozzy this year, you know, and I can't tell you how impressed I am. And that's just not just based on meeting him. It's action. It's what the man has done. Then, you know, I looked at that first before I ever met him, and he's just got a tremendous feel and passion for the sport. He's got a good feel for people, and then he has the know-how to back it up. So we're in for some good times at CSI.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy. That was a nice 2-rail kick shot by James. Can't believe he comes with that shot now.
It doesn't pay to give up either, even if you're far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, James is fighting for a ball count because we're in a round-robin format, and we're taking 2 out of each group of 5. 2 players are going to advance to the single elimination, and it's going to come down to win-loss record, and ball count could be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, and James had me in a pretty severe hole in the beginning of our match, and I sort of clawed my way back in. But yeah, Alvin's right. Don't give up.
Listen, I think he has all the balls this wreck.
I've played a race to 9 ball before, and I've been down 8-0 and won the set. So it can happen.
I was telling you, we had one guy at the regional tournament. He had break ball in hand, needing 1 point, and lost. His opponent needed 7 or 8 going into the rack or something. Break ball in hand, kind of slugged himself, and ended up with a really, really tough jacked up shot and missed the 1 ball.
And I'd like to say this because I like for people to get recognition for this. When I played James, it was the first time I had met him. Could not have been more of a gentleman to play. Every time it was my turn at the table, he grabbed the chalk and handed it to me. It was just a real pleasure to play somebody like that.
Yeah.
We need more of that in the game.
Well, that's what I mean. And we lose. I'm telling you, the high-quality people, they take care of life. They take care of their family, their job, their responsibility, so they can't be here. And I know we lose hundreds of guys like that I really want to be around more often.
Yep. Yeah. And I'll tell you who I'd also like to thank. I'd like to thank Alvin and Inside Pool for providing the stream. Second to none job as usual.
Oh, yeah, Alvin's been...
Alvin's running around. He's clicking the camera angles and cueing us in the background. He's taking care of business.
See how you guys... I'm going to check the score for y'all.
Yeah, Alvin, he always does a great job. I can't say enough about it. Ozzy, I think Alvin might be the hardest working man in pool. I mean, he's everywhere. And you know what it's like to set up these systems and tear them down? And
well, not only that, but being on the road constantly just takes its toll on you. I don't know that I could do that, quite honestly.
No. Mike's got ball in hand. He's not too happy on the spread. I see 15 balls on the table.
Well, he's got a little bit of trouble with the 5.
116 to 84, my friends.
It is 116 to 84 in favor of Mike Dechaine. Now, this rack is right here. This is where James could do it. If he beats him 15-5.
See, that was an unusual choice there. Usually a player will choose follow rather than draw to get position. He chose draw, and he got that 5 out. That was the problem that I saw. But now he's tied the 3 up. Maybe.
If James wins this rack 15-5, score will be 100 to 120, and James break. So, oh boy.
He had that dead nuts. I didn't even see that shot.
That might have hurt. Do you know what ball that was? That flew by?
It looked like the 10, but I'm not sure.
I have Mike at 119. This will make it 120. And the ball keeps going.
He's still there.
Going.
See, this is a touchy little shot on this fast table, though. He's got to really kill this ball. He's just playing safe. Left a window.
Yeah.
James will come off the left side of the 4, I believe.
See, now if I'm playing this match, I know. Okay. There's 16 points out for me right here. That'll get me to 100, and then I'm breaking. I'm alive.
Why are you not playing?
Well, because I made a mistake and played in the first series, and you were there for that disaster. I really accidentally qualified for the finals in Virginia.
If you're going to start crying about playing in your own events, I'm not going to want to hear that.
I gotta work. Yeah. And I should have been in the booth at Diamond Billiards. They get that beautiful streaming setup. I should have been in the booth doing the commentary, let the guys play. But I did love playing. And I missed playing on
Me too. That's why I've always hired somebody to help me.
Oh, man. I missed out playing on this series. I had a lot of fun going out, playing my one road. I played up in Boston every Monday night, and I loved it. I felt like a pool player again for a little while. But this will be much better if we get up to 64 pool rooms.
No, I don't like that shot. That's too aggressive for my taste.
Well, he just got knocked out of the bank tournament, He's probably still steaming.
That's a little aggressive when Mike only needs a handful of balls.
Mm-hmm. Don't shoot that way. Okay. He's going to like, you want to get Joe? We made a little rule here where you can shoot it like that. You can't shoot through the ball. In the rule book, we came up with, well, I guess it's described as if you're shooting 45 degrees away. But we made it so as long as your tip is pointing outside the object ball, you can jack up and shoot like Mike did.
I think that's a good rule.
I needed something that
you're not pushing through the ball if you're pointed away from the object ball.
I just needed something we could define pretty easily. It's been so gray for so long.
Yeah, he got a nice little lucky bump there. I suspect Mike will kick off of that side rail. That's what he's pointing at. Hit the edge of the 4.
Well, they don't need me to watch this one. If the ball moves, there's a foul, no? Ozzy, I think he's coming to get me.
Okay.
Or not.
James must have called that ball because Mike's making him shoot again.
Okay. Yeah, he's not coming to get me, and I'm not going to volunteer. Folks, it's American rotation. Call shot, call safe. We're trying to build a self-sustaining tour for the industry to help higher level players and to help raise future players. We're looking for 64 rooms around the country with 8 players at each one. It's a very simple format. If you love pool, I don't care what level you play at, you can help just by telling some players about it or your local room owner to at least look into it. And they can contact Joe Tucker. I'm really easy to find. JoeTucker.net, jt10ball@gmail.com, all letters, AmericanBilliardClub.com, abcpl.info, Facebook, you'll find me. Just recommend that the room owner look into it.
So I think Mike is at 122, if my math is correct. He just made the 15 ball. Who's up next on this table?
Ooh, I don't know. Let me sift through. Would that be the 6 o'clock?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't do the draw for the tables. Oh, you played. Scott played.
Nice shot there by Mike. Goes off the rail, makes the 4. That's
I don't know.
123, I believe.
123.
He'll probably get aggressive, slice this in the pocket, and he'll just need one more point. And he's coming right around for that 6. And if the 6 goes down, if my math is correct,
And if I'm up
he
to
wins.
date, he's cueing it like your math is correct. And this is one time. Oh, you tell me he needs another ball.
He didn't need another
Nah,
ball.
I didn't need the
Yeah, I
ball.
didn't think
All
so.
right, he's 120.
All right, folks, I'm out of here. Alvin's going to take over.
All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Thanks for Ozzy for joining us. And we're going to be back with another match real soon.
Thanks.
Oh, my ear's going.
You like this job, don't you,
My
Joe?
ear is going.
You like this.
What happened?
It's fun stuff.
Did we lose it?
We're okay.
We're okay? How can you tell?
Because it says we're live right there. We're live. To the right. See where my...
Oh.
We may be frozen, actually. But that's okay. We're still recording, that's what matters. They're working on the internet, like I told you. Yeah, I think they're done now, correct? All right, wonderful. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back. We're going to do a reboot ASAP and get us back online. Again, thanks to CNG Gas, NYC Grind, ProPool.com, their virtual tournament director, and, of course, Diamond Billiard Products. And you're looking at the lovely, wonderful Diamond Pro-Am table there. Thank you. Be right back.